Have you ever noticed something magical that happens when the first rain falls after a long dry period? The air suddenly fills with a fresh, earthy smell. Many people describe it as calming, nostalgic, even beautiful. Some say it smells like wet soil, others call it the smell of nature. But here is the fascinating part. That smell is not coming from the rain itself. It is actually coming from tiny microorganisms living in the soil beneath our feet. In fact, every time you enjoy the smell of rain, you are experiencing a phenomenon called petrichor, a scent produced by bacteria in the soil. So the next question becomes, how do microscopic bacteria create one of the most pleasant smells in nature? To understand this mystery, we need to look beneath the ground. Soil is not just dirt. It is one of the most complex ecosystems on Earth. A single gram of soil can contain billions of microorganisms, including bacteria, fungi, and microscopic life forms. Among these microbes lives a special group of bacteria called Streptomyces. Streptomyces are filamentous bacteria that grow in branching networks similar to fungi. They are incredibly important organisms. In fact, many of the antibiotics used in medicine, such as streptomycin and tetracycline, were originally discovered from Streptomyces species. But these bacteria have another remarkable ability. They produce a chemical compound that gives soil its characteristic earthy aroma. This compound is called geosmin. The word geosmin comes from Greek. Geo means earth, and osme means smell. So geosmin literally means the smell of the earth. Streptomyces bacteria produce geosmin during their growth and spore formation. While these bacteria live quietly in the soil, the geosmin molecules remain trapped in the ground. But something interesting happens when the rain arrives. The impact of raindrops on dry soil acts like tiny explosions. These impacts release microscopic aerosol droplets from the soil surface. Inside those droplets are geosmin molecules produced by the bacteria. These molecules are then carried into the air. And that is when your nose detects the smell. Scientists studying raindrops have discovered something fascinating. When a raindrop hits dry soil, it traps tiny air bubbles at the point of impact. These bubbles quickly burst and shoot microscopic particles and droplets into the air. This process works like a natural aerosol generator, and those droplets carry geosmin molecules from the soil into the surrounding atmosphere. Once released, these molecules spread through the air. Within seconds, the environment becomes filled with that familiar earthy fragrance. What is even more remarkable is how sensitive the human nose is to this molecule. Humans can detect geosmin at extremely tiny concentrations. In fact, scientists have shown that the human nose can sense geosmin at parts per trillion levels. That means we can detect it even when there are only a few molecules present in the air. This incredible sensitivity may have an evolutionary explanation. Some researchers believe early humans evolved to detect geosmin because it indicated the presence of water and fertile soil, both essential for survival. Interestingly, many animals can also detect geosmin. Even camels in deserts are known to respond to this scent because it may signal nearby rainfall. So the smell of rain is not just pleasant. It may have been a survival signal throughout human history. Now here is an intriguing scientific question. If geosmin creates such a beautiful natural smell, could scientists harvest it and use it in perfumes? The answer is both yes and complicated. Geosmin has an extremely strong earthy odor. At very low concentrations, it smells pleasant and fresh. But at higher concentrations, it can smell muddy or even unpleasant. This means perfumers must use it in very tiny amounts. Scientists can produce geosmin using several approaches. One method is microbial fermentation, where Streptomyces bacteria are grown in controlled bioreactors. Another approach is chemical synthesis, where chemists recreate the molecule in laboratories. Today, fragrance scientists and flavor chemists study geosmin to create scents that mimic rain, forest soil, and natural landscapes. So the next time you enjoy the smell of rain, remember something remarkable. That scent is not just rain. It is the invisible work of soil bacteria shaping the world around us. A perfect reminder that some of the most beautiful experiences in nature come from the smallest living organisms on Earth.